Chinese colonization of the Caribbean. Yeah? And? Well, they've done it in Africa and other countries around the world. They set up a, quote, if they don't have a consulate general there, they have a Chinese business there. Yeah, chop suey. Chinese store, Chinese businessmen. Those nations in Africa who have had dealings with Communist China has found out that, wow, there's a lot of Chinese businessmen around here. While they accept local currency, but they usually deal in Chinese yen. And as the old saying goes, colonization of Africa hasn't been very well for the Africans. Well, let's look at Sudan. They're fighting a war. Yeah, we got oil underneath. That hasn't helped the country. Sure. Let them kill each other. China will move back in there. And the Caribbean, of course. They have a Chinese consulate general, embassy right there. What do you think it's doing? It's spying. Of course it's spying. Spying on Cuba, it's spying on Mexico, it's spying on every country in South America. What do you think the Chinese consulate is doing? You really think they're that simple? Or maybe you're that simple. And I always like the officials in the nation where there's a consulate general office or embassy office. Oh, we're on friendly terms with them. No, they're invading and they're building. They got an embassy. So one of the countries has a Chinese embassy with high walls, razor wire, and oh, by the way, there's a satellite dish in there. What do you mean there's a satellite dish in there? They got a satellite dish in there. All the consulate generals have already embassies has a dish on top. But they're spying. Of course they're spying. And I listened to that and yeah. And I'm quite sure if the British are there, they got the British Consulate General or the British Embassy there, and they have the same stuff, satellite communications, and they're spying on the local government too. Of course they are. That's that thing. I live in Chicagoland, and every Consulate General in Chicago is a spy for that country. Remember the USSR back in the last century? They got the Polish Consulate General in Chicago. And people would go back to the old country. I remember somebody telling me he went back to see his mother in the old country and the local police chief showed up. We're old friends. You should send more money. He was told was to send more money back to his mother. Well, you can afford it. You just bought yourself a widescreen TV. Huh? How did you know that? Oh, we know everything about you. Everything about you, your friends, and everything else. We know about every Polish person in Chicago. We know what they make and what they do. He said, yeah. And he realizes that the Polish Consul General in Chicago is spying on him and every other person from Poland, every other family. It's not a big secret. If you think they're not spying on you, think again. It is considered that, right, very likely the Chinese businessmen are all military. Every construction worker you see there doing construction in any country is military. They may not wear a military uniform, but you can guarantee they're military. The Communist Party is there. They're into this negotiation and that negotiation. Right. Well, some of the locals can go live in China. They don't want to do that. They don't want those people there. It's like, go live in Moscow. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Americans are not the brightest in the planet. The officials down there who all bribe in that, they say, well, one of the countries down there, the U.S. military used to be down there, and then they were told to leave, so the military picked up everything and left, and the economy went. The Chinese come in and say, well, we could do this for you. We're going to build you this sports stadium. We're going to do this for you. We're going to put in these roads. We're going to put in a nice water plant. We're going to lay a new pipe for you. And it's a small loan we're going to ask for. So the country finds they're $1 billion in debt right now. Oh, well. Looking at Newsweek, yeah, this is from the May 17th, 2024 magazine of Newsweek. And they look down there, a nice article on the Chinese compound, what the Chinese has done so far for the country and what the Chinese are planning to do for the country. It's a Chinese spy hub. So? Right. And the Russians were down there, it'd be a Russian thing. Right. So, if you're not that bright, maybe are you a Trumpy? Yeah, not being very bright.